Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty Challengers Cup number 4 for the European region. I am Colin the Crow Clark, returning to you all once again, but now I am joined by a very handsome devil on the other side of the screen. That is Visions, ladies and gentlemen. Your eyes do not deceive you. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm always ready to jump in towards some European challengers. There's just so much competition here. That's something we've been preaching from week to week, from cup to cup. So I'm very excited to see exactly if we're gonna get another new winner or if we're gonna get a reoccurring one coming in towards our last cup that's announced here at the moment.
Well, look, one of the teams that's looking to try to make some noise continuing to go forward is Rams. They come out of that last matchup against Not
Yeah.
Hard. Now they're going up against No No No. But ladies and gentlemen, we're guaranteed to see some new matchups. We're guaranteed to see some new sight lines because we're starting off on Garrison. We didn't get a chance to see it in our last match. We will see it first things first here. We're jumping straight into the gameplay, though. Except I believe we're going to have a little reset. Not sure what might have gone wrong with it. So as we get a chance now to kind of take a breath, talk about Garrison for just a moment, what are some of the key factors that you believe go into Garrison to really win this map?
I feel like this is, you need that perfect balance for as far as your submachine guns and ARs. And we're looking at Garrison, it's mainly a one-lane map. So the ARs that are controlling some of the power positions that are able to get themselves in towards top green, controlling that top bridge, you're usually going to have an easier time. And if you're having an easier time, then your submachine gun players are having an easier time on those rotations, especially when we're looking at hills like P2, like P3, when you have that massive movement across the map to be able to get yourself set up. So those are at least some of the key hills that we'll be keeping our eyes on. And just both roles play off each other so importantly going in towards a map like Garrison, and we're going to see that take place for us. But we know the Rams have some insane submachine gun pressure here, so this should be an interesting matchup going up against some veteran players that we used to see, like Joe, for example, to see if they're going to be able to come into this and actually match the Rams. But as we kick things off, looks like we're going on with Felon, going to be able to land himself some shots here on towards Journey, already going to be able to have some of that hill pressure, but wants to be able to push up, see if he can take him off the time. Metal's not really watching his back here, so he'll be taken down. This will be early control, at least for No.
Well, I think we actually had a nice little split push right there. I saw Nolson coming through the bottom, which I think made enough noise to really gain the attention or garner the attention of the Rams players. And now you saw that extra push come through. Once again, I believe No sitting on that hill already, trying to gather up as much time as they can. Metal's in a 1v1, but the slide down the stairs gets him. And there's the couple of trade-outs. Felon finding Journey after picking up that next hill. And a beautiful job so far by No to keep applying the pressure to this first hill, really garnering a lot of the points. Metal's waiting outside, trying to find that angle by the satellite dish. Not going to be able to get anything just yet. Joe rotates back inside the warehouse, and I think they're more than happy to soak up as much of this time as they can before having to rotate over to that second hard point.
I love this play from Joe. Doesn't hit green, tries to back up, but lucky. He ends up finding himself the two-piece. Does get tagged up by a nade, but look at Journey. Just the perfect baiting and switching right now. The first hit will be shut down as they have full brick control. One player is going to be focused on trying to actually hit green to see if he can create a bit of a pinch as they're still trying to work their way in towards the back. But Journey is ripping them apart. This is what I talked about. The submachine gun players from Rams, when they start to heat up, it becomes very difficult to get yourself inside the hill. And we're seeing that currently take effect on the map.
They're able to really take control of those CQC fights. They're not letting anybody get those doorways, those angles out. Lenny comes through, but he's going to get shut down immediately. Like you talked about, Journey using that 74, really putting the pressure, hitting a lot of shots as people come through those doorways. Metal's going to rotate inside, and you can see it looks like No. They're I don't want to say conceding, but they're going to go ahead and start setting up early rotations over less than 10 seconds. They're going to try to be set up on that hill, stop this next push, this retake by Rams. Trophy system out into the parking lot. Vidian steps up into the truck, trying to find the shot onto Lenny. Not going to be able to find anything yet. You see him rotate over. No in the hill already. Nolson comes on the flank, picks up 2. Metals finally trades him out, but he gets taken down as well. 3 quick kills in succession for No. It's going to net them the hill and a pretty dominant position over it as well.
What a pitch coming there. Nolson just reading the map perfectly, understanding his lane is open. But as we see things come through for the second hit, no longer going to be able to stop things from the back. So spawns look like they will flip out in the last 30 seconds of this hill. There is still going to be control here as Felon tries to move up as well, but that's going to be Invidian just waiting patiently, watching this head. He has the high ground, going to be able to knock them down. Only about 20 seconds to play for. Joe wants to hit the scrap time, see if he can try and just chip away a couple of these points here. And he does win his one-on-one battle, so not too bad of a job. Joe going for the second one, but Journey with the wallbang will take him down. Rams still in control, but an extremely tight game, and now we make the rotation over towards the side of the map here on P4.
See Nolson set up inside the building, trying to get some good looks over, but you can see all 4 members making a quad push here to the hill. Lenny inside that hallway. Joe's gonna get taken out. Lenny now has to rotate over. He's gonna try to find a pick here onto somebody. He's gonna get shots off, but Lucky calls him out. Lucky, though, gets burned on, ladies and gentlemen. Incendiary-like shots out of Lenny, taking him down. Now Metals and Invidian in the middle of the map trying to find him. They're gonna pick him off finally, and Nolson has to make the next move. Shooting up against Metals. Now Lucky, he's just trying to find any pick, any damage he could to try to be the opener. You can see Rams continuing to just rack up point after point, trying to double up that scoreline, really trying to put the pressure on the no as they try to move back inside to the tank area to get control over that hard point.
Nolson up top here, just trying to fight, and does actually manage to take a couple players off. Going to force some of those respawns a little bit back here as we make our way towards P5. But this is a fantastic hold from Rams. They basically break this on their first attempt, being able to keep this very scrappy, now up by just a full hard point for themselves here. And Lenny's going to have to really stop this rotation, but Journey's been on a tear. Already 13-9, top fragger right now in towards the lobby at the moment. That will be a lot of red that comes in towards the feed, and that means that the spawns now are going to flip out in towards the back. You can see all those arrows on towards your mini map here. Everyone in red going to be turning around, understanding that things did flip out, as they're going to now see if they can actually stop this second push. And Journey from the side might go all the way around and see if he can create a pinch.
Journey, he's going to get on the side there, gets one. Now he's going to continue to move forward. Joe was his first victim. Let's see if he can pick up another one. Nolson up on the bridge. I believe he's underneath him, and I don't know if Nolson's going to get spotted out. Turns on, but he's not going to be able to get the kill there on Felon. As Felon turns, and I think has a little help over the top. Felon gets a second. Now Felon looking for a third there. Is just going to get some damage put on Lucky, Invidian, and Metals all out inside of that final parking lot by that tank. Another shot on from Felon, and he's holding it down there. That Krieg 6 is just absolutely shredding.
This is honestly an incredible hold for No. They absolutely worked themselves right back in towards this game. They need to hold a full 60 to make sure things stay tied, and they do exactly that. So they might even have a chance at being able to take that lead back in their favor, like we saw them hold on that first hill. It was really Joe being able to control this area here, but Journey says no, shuts them down with a massive one-on-one. You've now lost green control, and that means that Rams do work themselves back in towards the hill. As you see, Metals and Lucky clean up the last couple of players by caution. Joe, the first one up, he's also going to fall down here. So a bit of a staggered push, not everyone waiting for each other coming off these respawns, and we've seen how Rams have been able to pick them out one by one here, just always in a numbers advantage. No need to really start setting up these team pushes, so they're not going to find successful breaks.
I was going to say, that's one of the things that always gets pointed out, and it's apparent to me when you see teams start to lose hard points, start to lose some of these rotations. It's because they just stagger out their lives and their spawns, and you see them kind of like lemurs falling off the cliff one after the next, following each other into death. P2 about to spawn up here, so we're going to rotate over to the outside, trying to get that top green control. Lucky, Simtex out, trying to find a pick. See, both teams losing a player here on this first rotation, but he's going to get slid on. I believe he gets traded out. Joe with a double kill there. Beautiful job by him. Vidian shutting him down as he slides out of that next bar. So, no, trying to catch back up here in the point lead category. They're just going to be over that 145 mark, 15 seconds away from catching up to Rams. Rams, they're not going to go quietly into the night. Lucky pushes up that stairwell now. Simtex is out, going to catch Joe with that one. See a couple of players. Journey's going to get taken out. Felon up top has an easy sight line down onto Lucky, and Lucky doesn't realize it. I believe Nolson was trying to climb on those boxes and have that easy headshot down. He's going to pick it up anyway after he falls, but there's a team kill. Never want to see the friendly fire out here.
This is an excellent hill. I mean, bouncing back here, it's really just been back and forth between hill to hill, but this one comes down to Joe. He finds 4 kills on that rotation coming off that last hill, and that allows them to actually break the setup on the first attempt. They also managed to hold it, as well as have the rotation towards new. So no, absolutely going to be in the driver's seat here. It's just about actually trying to defend this back push. Can Lenny actually bring this home? Finds the first one, finds the second. Big kills coming through, as they're going to be able to find at least 2 of the 4. The rest of them now going to be spawning in the back. Nolson realizes one is going to be closed, but doesn't actually know Lucky's tucked away in the corner, so he will actually fall in from behind. But Lenny just playing this anchor roll, finds yet another 2K, being able to light things up, making sure spawns do not flip out.
Lenny doing exactly what he needed to do to keep his team in the perfect position to really just continue to pile on here in the late game, trying to get to that 200-point threshold. Hardpoint still ticking away for them. 19 seconds left. They will eclipse that 200-point marker, and that will start to put the pressure on the Rams. They're going to have to start winning engagement after engagement to try to come back into this, but you can see them starting to set up. They've sacrificed out those last 8 seconds. They say it's junk time. If we can win this early rotation, if we can win the first set of slays, maybe even get a full wave spawn or two in our pocket, we can really come back into this one. Hard point spawns, Rams already inside. Joe first to make a move onto the top tank, trying to look for Lucky down in the middle. He's going to get shots on, but is not going to get the kill. But Lucky, ladies and gentlemen, is on a killing spree. He's got a 5 streak going. Adding to it is Journey. So you can see 7 kills in a row with 3 people not having dead. Now all of Rams are on basically a streak at this point. They are gathering up kill after kill, and that's going to get them right back into this game.
They are back in towards this game, but can they get all the way through to get to this new hill? Someone needs to try and slip by, but Lucky's just been sitting here in the middle of the map, really just staying alive. As much as he's found 5 kills, he's been tagging up some of these players and creating just some excellent baiting and switching here for his teammates. He will lose 1, and Lenny is the one to open up the map as they're able to find themselves all 4 players down. Scrap time will be collected for no, and they're also going to be able to take a slight lead heading in towards this final rotation. Are they going to try and flood through green? Lucky is already positioned here, and I don't think Nolson has an idea, but he is searching for this. This is a massive one-on-one, and Nolson does not read it correctly. Lucky now has the chance to play for a pinch or simply just hold this position.
And I like what Metals has done here. He's stacked up in that corner. He's able to look out at the parking garage, able to swing back around, but he's going to get taken off. Here comes Journey. He's going to try to fly past tanks. He's got to make it over there very shortly because, as you can see, the time is ticking away. The game is slowly slipping away from you. Good kill there by Lucky and Metals to start to open things up. Lenny, though, shuts down Journey, but Metals answers right back. This is back and forth, and both teams picking up each other's trades. That's why it's only a 5-point differential. It's going to come down to the wire. We're going to ride the edge of a lightning bolt in this hard point. Nvidian picks up 1. You see Nolson get shut down behind him. He doesn't even see him laying in the corner there. Now Lenny's trying to pick up a few, trying to get back into it. Won't be able to break it just yet. Rams continuing to just stack up points here, ladies and gentlemen. But with only 9 seconds to go, I don't believe they're going to be able to finish it off here.
Doesn't look like it's going to end here, but very likely will end on our next hill. Can no actually hold down this hill? It's not the easiest to hold down. There's a lot of different angles you can look to attack from, but Lenny is going to be controlling the vent, making sure no one's going to play for the pinch. Lucky still hanging around in green, waiting for his teammates to start to inch up in front of L. Joe tagged up with the nade, and Lenny underneath the vent, playing the little sneaky beaver role. Coming up in from behind, Nolson with 2. No. Still going to be in this game as Lenny ends up finding himself 3 in a row, locking things down by L, and they have the chance to close this game out.
What a fantastic push by Lenny. He knows if he pushes out, he can get 1, maybe even 2 to really put the pressure on him. Down to just 10 seconds, 245 to 241. Here comes Rams. They're going to slide in. They've got to get up there and try to contest the hard point. They got to try to just stay in there, get bodies into the area, and stop No from continuing to amount every single point from this hill. 13 seconds away. The next set of slays could be the difference maker, or maybe even that next hill, but there's the final kill in the back. Joe slides back in.
No
2
way.
seconds away. They're going to come away with it. 250 to 246. What a beautiful comeback by No.
What a way to open up the losers final here, Colin. That was an insane hold. Like, you are not going to typically hold P1 like that for that long of a time, but you could just see how Lenny was able to play in from behind, found a couple of kills, being able to just force those spawns back and really not allowing them to be able to set up another team push to get themselves in towards the hill. Joe also able to finesse, getting tagged up with nade after nade. Did not matter in the end because he played his life. They were able to use that teamwork that was lacking a little bit in the first half of the game, but when it came to the second half of the game, that's when they came online there, Colin. What a way to start off this hard point as they steal that one away.
Couldn't have asked for a better first map. I mean, that thing was the edge of a lightning bolt from start to finish. Both teams really tagging each other up, just trying to posture in the middle of the ring. It was like 2 heavyweight boxers just kind of jabbing at each other in the chin, saying who's got longer reach, who might have the power punch. And the power punch for me came from the intuition there at the end of the game. Like you spoke about, reading that the respawns were going to come from that tank lot. They push out, they get 1 or 2 more kills there. They continue to push those spawns back into the tank. It buys that extra 3 to 4 seconds. And this is a game of moments. It's a game of inches. And sometimes all you have to do is buy your team 1 extra moment, 1 extra inch, one extra pick, and you can find yourself on the winning end of a map where you really struggled mid-game because for a while there, Rams were controlling green. They controlled the parking lot. They were able to
Yeah.
put the pressure on no, no, no. And it looked like Rams were going to start to run away with it. But then all of a sudden they said, all right, look, let's go ahead and button everything up. Let's get these rotations under our control. And let's make sure we get those 90 degrees. We'll cross angle people out left and right and center.
Absolutely. And a lot of credit has to be given over towards Lenny as well for allowing them to come back. It all started when it felt like we went towards that second rotation. We moved towards that third hill. And then he found 4 people at one point in time, really just shutting down that entire push. And you talk about those little plays that are allowing you to work yourself back in towards the game. That's what allows them to get a good 40 seconds at least off of that hill. And then ended up moving in towards the rotation where they kept things very, very scrappy. And then once again, we saw Joe also pick things up in towards the second half. With the subs needed to step it up at some point in time if you're going to match the Rams. And it just felt like Journey was no longer able to do some of those heroic moments that he was doing in the first half. So very intense, close game that came through, but a heartbreaker for Rams because they quite literally only needed 5 seconds when the game was still, 2:15 to about 2:45. So that's definitely going to be one that they have to try and shake off going in towards the rest of the series because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the best of 5. And we do have, I believe, our maps that are also going to be here for you guys, as I think it's going to be Miami coming up next. So lots of different plays that can come through here for us on Miami. Colin, it's a massive map. You can look for your submachine gun players to really play for some of these flanks on offense or defense, work through some of those angles, as well as maybe even see the scope from time to time, be able to actually open up with some of those first bloods and create some advantages.
That's actually one of my favorite things about Miami. I love to see the players kind of have the cojones to pull out the scope. They're going to say, look, we know that we've got a couple of cheeky little angles that might be able to take advantage of on Miami. I know it's a couple of dark alleyways. I know there's a street that I have to shoot across, but by God, I'm going to find at least one dome piece to give a free haircut out here in quarantine season. So I'm always looking for somebody to pull the scope out and really try to put the pressure on the opposing team with an early pick on Miami. Meanwhile, I think it's one of those maps that is so massive that you can get lost in the sauce a lot of the times. Maybe you try to get a little too cheeky. Maybe you try to send somebody on a massive flank, and before you know it, time runs out, or your team gets picked off on their setup on the wrong side of town. Next thing you know, you're trying to hustle back across. The neon lights get blurry, and you feel like you've had one too many at the cabana, and now you're just finding yourself in a 6-0. So both of these teams really have to keep their rotations in check on a map like Miami.
I agree. Absolutely, you do. And it's not the easiest, I think, sometimes when you're playing offensively and you end up, getting, the first player knocked down on your side. And it really kind of stalls things out for a very, very long time. And at least looking at EU as a whole, coming off the last couple of weeks within these Challenger Cups, I've not seen too much Miami play. This has usually been one of those hard veto maps, I think, in a lot of the rotations. So the team that did end up picking this of the two likely had some kind of strategy planned going in towards this. So it should be kind of exciting always to go in towards this map when we do actually get to see it because it's not very often that we do. Also, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone that's at home wondering why we are blocking the entire screen right now, this, of course, is the players' wishes, this community stream. So we are going to be blocking that out. You can still see the score and we'll still be calling things as we see them. But just for anyone at home that is wondering, that is why we're doing it. Looks like we just had a little bit of a host change here, or for as far as a host issue, as we get ourselves back in towards the game at the very least. But this is a big map, I think, overall here, Colin, for the Rams to be able to bounce back with because they just had a very rough defeat on the P1, or rather on the very first map here for a hard point, and they're going to have to get themselves a real big regain going in towards this because you do not want to go 2-0 against this team that can likely carry the momentum in towards control and look for a hot 3-0.
Well, I kind of look at it always is when you're a team that kind of has that last gasp on a first map and you kind of let it slip out of your hands, you really want to come out dominant in round number 1 of a search.
Agreed.
You do not want to get blasted, maybe even have it come down to a 1v1 where somebody has to clutch up. That's not the kind of momentum and hype that's going to carry you through that second game, the third match even. You're going to have to come away, try to win it, and have it like be a 3-1 where now you got 3 wolves hunting one little sheep left alone in the valley. You need to be able to assert your dominance and really find your rhythm early in this second map, because one of the things that a lot of teams really let go by the wayside is the fact that you're already down. You don't want to tilt necessarily, but you might be able to feel it. It might be bubbling under the surface where somebody might have had a bad game 1. You maybe need to get that player going early, get him a little bit of confidence, get him back into the game along with the rest of your team. So I really expect the rest of Rams to kind of find that player, find somebody that they can lean on, maybe even Journey, even though he had kind of a sour second half in that hard point. He was the hero in the first half. Get him going early. Get him a kill or 2 early. Really allow him to apply the pressure to his opponents. Try to get on his back and let him continue to wear that cape.
Yeah, get Unlock Journey at all costs. I think that's the biggest thing, especially after last year when this player was on Atlanta phase and being able to, tear up the challenger scene throughout the academy squad that they did assemble. So looking towards him to see if he is going to be able to bring it, but looks like we are back in towards the game here, ladies and gentlemen, as it's going to be Rams on the very first attack, and they are gearing up for a pretty aggressive hit all as a team, as Lenny also manages to cut right through the middle of the map here. And what an immediate flank here. If Lenny gets in from behind, this very likely could be more than one kill.
Well, you can see Joe's already had ice broken onto him. Lenny's trying to get behind. He's going to try to even things up. If he can find anybody from the backside, and he's going to find Lucky. Now he's going to throw out that Simtex. He's going to try to find some damage onto Invidian, but is not going to. Nolson's going to see Journey drop off. Nolson's going to get the shot onto Journey as well. 2 dead now. We're in a 3v2 situation. Invidian and Metals have to play out from here. They have to try to find any picks that they can. 2v1 now. Lenny 1v1. Metals versus Lenny. I believe it's a 74 versus a 74. If you can correct me. No, it is. Sub versus sub. Who's going to have the better movement? Who's going to have the slide and dive? Who's going to be able to have the shot on? But Metals gets called out first. He's going to be hurt and tagged up. Can Lenny finish this off? He started things out with a great flank, and he ends them with the same exact rotation as well, but not enough time, ladies and gentlemen. Not going to be able to get that defuse. So Lenny, nice little streak, good couple of kills, but not quite good enough.
Big play there from Metals, just little shoulder check, make sure the bomb's good. Backs right up immediately and forces Lenny to, of course, overextend. And once he overextends, yes, he grabs the kill, but just doesn't have enough time to get to that defuse, like you said. So big play here from Metals to play his life and get out. Wins the very first initial round, and that's what we wanted to see. We didn't want to see come down to a 1v1 here, Colin, but that is at least what you wanted for the side of the Rams if they're going to be able to bounce back going in towards this map too. Now it's about carrying this going in towards this defense, and Lucky, he's traditionally been the sniper player here for his squad, as he's going to be looking through the middle of the map trying to create some of those picks in that first blood to make things a little bit easier. But Nolson, he's also got himself a scope as he spots one on the cross of A, but won't be able to find the shot.
And he's going to rotate back over now. You're going to see Nolson continuing to try to find any pick that he can. The shot rings out over his head. You could hear the whizzing by. He's probably going to have some ear problems for the next couple of weeks if you don't ask me. Now the shots ring out over at the bomb plant site. Joe will be the first to fall yet again for his team. That's 2 rounds in a row. He has had ice broken on him. So somebody's going to have to find a double somewhere else on the map to try to answer back. But fell and falls to Lucky's sniper. So now Lenny and Nolson find themselves in a 4v2. And they are going to have to make a miracle happen, but I don't believe you're going to find one here. There's the shot onto the trophy system. He said, now I'll throw the Simtex to flash. I'll try to gather the information. We're going to slash and dash, but right now, Nolson finds himself on the receiving end of a 4v1. Rams take it 2-0 going into round number 3.
Big misplay come through there for no. It was actually a team kill that ends up finding Joe for that very first kill. And once Joe ends up falling down in that position that he's in, they just no longer really have the pressure to be able to contest it from the front. And everything's coming from the back of the alley. And Lucky's not able to work any kind of a pick to be able to even up the odds into a 3v3 or anything like that. So every player just ends up dropping one after another once we get in towards that round here. So Rams doing a good job of being able to open up. And once they find an advantage, they're able to press it very aggressively on the offense and the defense, as they're going to be up 2-0, and they're gearing up for what looks to be a bit of a fake. Lucky's over here playing his life by the B site, trying to see if he might be able to work for a potential plant here, while the rest of his squad are looking to move up through the beach side here, as well as work the middle of the map. And this could just honestly be a fake to try and draw some players over towards this A site.
You see Nolson has a shot ring out down there onto the beach side. Not going to be able to find anybody just yet. Nobody getting picked. Lucky now creeping around the map, trying to play this very cautiously. He doesn't want to put himself in a situation where he goes down and leaves both himself and the bomb, maybe not even on the opposite side of the map, but Lenny is in perfect position to defend this. Lenny will have first shots onto Lucky if Lucky's not careful. He has to make sure he is very much the predator, not the prey. They move in, and there's the first kill. Lenny finally gets it, throws the Simtex down, and he trades out, and a win for no. I mean, that fight went faster than a lightning bolt, baby. I mean, Rabbit couldn't have won that race before that fight was over with.
I mean, this was a really interesting play, I think, overall, because it was obviously a big fake that they wanted to do off the start of the round, but no one really fell for it for no. Lenny just holds his position, keeps watching Garage, even though shots are going down by A, just doesn't even budge, doesn't move, sits there like an anchor, waits patiently, and the kills end up coming to him, and then he plays his life beautifully as he finds that Semtex as that trade comes through. So that's going to be at least the first round coming through for no. They're not going to be out of this one just yet, are looking to bounce back to see if they can maybe grab more than one. And Joe's going to do a bit of swimming here off the map as he gets himself right on towards the back heading by B. He's lining himself up for what could be almost the same play that they were looking to do last round, except maybe work the flank instead of a plant over by the B side.
We're going to see what Joe can do here. Finds shots on, takes care of the trophy, now throws out one of his own. He's going to back off away from that site as well. You can see the nice little split push here as Joe is going to rotate toward the middle of the map, try to offer some assistance, some help to his teammates. Rams still playing pretty decently evened out, 2-2, trying to watch over these sites, still waiting for the first pick as we can see it down to 35 seconds. Things are starting to start to clinch up here. Nolson on a huge flank over here at the bomb site, gets one in the backside. Easy icebreaker for that side. Vidian and Lenny both down 3v3 on the map, but the bomb has been planted. Nolson's going to slide in, maybe even go for the fakey plant, or fakey defuse, excuse me. No, he's planting, excuse me, he's planting. My bad. The way he slid in, started, and then stopped. I said, "What is my man's up to right now? Is he trying to mess with my mind?"
Ooh. It's a big kill that comes through there for Nolson. It will be a trade from Joe. So 1v1 Joe versus Lucky with 30 seconds left. This bomb does have to be defused. And Lucky up top here with the scope. There's the ice. There is the 1v1 win. Big 1-on-1 for Joe, able to grab the last two players of the round. It will tie things back up, but it comes down to this play right here. Nolson being able to retrieve this bomb, get it down, and then immediately looks to his left here, which I believe is the kill on towards Metals, and it is, as he just is laying prone, and Metals is not expecting a sniper to ever be laying there by the bomb. But no, with the great bounce back here, they get themselves back-to-back rounds, and we're tied at 2-all.
Like there at the end, again, I can't talk enough about, I love to see players have the correct intuition. The second he knew that it was Lucky by himself, the push out comes through. He knows he has a 74. He says, let me close the gap. Let me make him make a highlight reel type shot to try to get this kill, to try to win this round, to try to get that defuse. Nolson narrowly dodges one, though, from Lucky starting off this map. You can hear the shots ring out from both sides of the map. As you can see, Rams are now pushing out toward their target sites, trying to find an opening. Nolson being called out here. Shots ring out from the 74. It's not going to be enough from Journey. Finally, Metals, though, will finish him off there with the Krig. Is going to get that ice-breaking kill. 4v3 on the map now. Journey backside of the bomb. Going to drop down the trophy. And this is going to get very interesting in the next few seconds because you can see it's a 2v4. Felon and Joe have to make a miracle happen. Felon knows that I believe there's one on the site. He hears the plant go down. He's going to try to jump shot onto Journey, and he's going to get that, but then immediately shot on from the boat. 3-2, Rams find their way back into another round. They have the lead again in search, and they need this map number 2, I believe. With the way that first hard point went down, a little heartbreaking. They need to win this search going into map 3.
Agree. This is an important map to tie up the series here, and they're at least able to get themselves back in control. They go up 2-0, they lose the last two, but they end up clutching up in this one off the back end of what was no fake attempt over by the B bomb side. It was just simply an attack right by A. They get the control, they have the setup, and they just slowly but surely break down everyone on that retake here for no. But this is going to be an interesting push here on the defense. Lucky's going to be watching over the middle of the map as he allows some of his teammates to be able to push up in front of them. None of them are going to be able to actually find any kills. It looks like they now want to back up, but this means that control is here by the A site for no, and they find the first blood, looking for the second. It will be there, but Lucky trades it back.
Good little trade out. Lucky's going to have to get out of dodge, so he looks down and sees the Simtex, and that was an uh-oh moment if I've ever seen one. But there's Lenny picking up another one. Lucky by himself now, scope in hand. Maybe he can find himself an easy pick and then try to pull out those Diamatis and try to get a second one, but he's going to get called out. Another Simtex down for him. He has to rotate back out here now, down to under 30 seconds, and oh, by the way, there's a sniper waiting for you right there down on the beach coastline. I told you, don't get lost in the sauce, man. Them neon lights might look like a glint every now and again, but don't get it twisted. Sometimes it is somebody staring at the barrel of a sniper to take you downtown, Julie Brown.
Look at Lenny just playing his life here. There's been so many times where he's been caught in all of his chaos, and he's been able to not only find the kills, but also play this objective role for his squad. Just such a really important role that gets overlooked from time to time in Search and Destroy when you are in charge of being able to drop these bombs and be that real big bomb holder for your squad. It's important that you play your life more than anyone else, so that you don't put the bomb in a bad position for the enemy team to be able to play around. So far, so good here. You see 6 and 4 for Metals as well, who's been able to open up quite a few of these rounds, but it is going to nonetheless leave us at, once again, a tie game. Joe in the middle of the map, Lucky with a chance to be able to find a first blood here, just going to miss a little bit wide to the left. Nolson looks to have the scope out as well, as he's kind of playing around this visitor area, trying to make sure no one's going to have a free push up the middle of the map, but everything does stall out right now for the Rams, as they seem to be working for a pick before they make a move.
Joe creeping around. I love how sometimes you see Search just kind of settle down. It's almost like an armistice. Everybody's on wit's end. They're waiting for somebody to take a shot, but nobody's willing to be the first guy to pull the trigger. Joe gets shot on, almost taken down. He slides back in. He's going to rotate over to try to help his teammates, but he's not going to find anybody except for some more gunfire. So now he rotates back into the building. Lenny is a pinch player right here. He is the key defensive position for this squad.
Nolson.
First 2 picks, though, coming out from Nolson, I believe, or at least one of the 2 picks in that parking garage.
Oh! That was a shot and a half from Lucky. Just comes right out with the peak there, Colin, able to work for it. And that's enough to actually tie things up. But look at this. We have 15 seconds left. NVIDIA needs to drop this bomb down, and there's no one in a position to be able to stop it. We'll go for the safe plant to make sure it goes through, as Lucky has found 3 of the 4. The last one left alive will be Joe, and he trades back, and now we're in the 1v1.
Joe's going to be trying to come across the street. He gets popped out from NVIDIA, and the shot from Joe hasn't been returned yet. Blinded for just another little second. He's going to try to rotate over to this bomb. He still has all the intel, and I think NVIDIA's going a little too far right here. There's the smoke. Joe's going to move up. He's going to throw the trophy out. Not going to be trying to defuse just yet. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get slid up upon and get easily taken out. Here comes NVIDIA with the slide, but the shots return right back into the smoke. Joe shuts him down, and he'll have time for the defuse, ladies and gentlemen. What a clutch-up performance by Joe to give No their first round lead here in map number 2.
Just an incredible 1v2, and we go look back to the start of the round here. Look at that shot from Nolson. He holds the angle as 3 people challenge him, and he does find 2 to kick things off, and then it's the 1v2 from Joe in the end to be able to bring that one home, just using and waiting for that smoke, as he just waits for NVIDIA to go for that bomb check. NVIDIA has no idea if he's on it or not, and you kind of have to take that risk when you are playing for that post plant. So I do not blame NVIDIA for going for that play, but it was honestly just well played from Joe overall, and that puts Joe 6-2 as well. A lot of players starting to pick things up for no. And this is what we saw last map, Colin. The resurgence in the second half of the game as they're now in control once again.
And they find themselves in control in some of the least likely of ways, not really always having the icebreaker kill, not really getting that first pick, always trying to almost play from behind in a lot of the rounds that they've won, but somehow having the singular, the individual talent to pull it out. Bomb's going to be planted with not a pick in sight. No has it down at the A site, but nobody is dead yet on the entirety of the map. So it's a full force retake for the side of the Rams, and they're going to have to be careful. NVIDIA in here on the beach side is going to start throwing out Syntax, is trying to gather information. Lenny, though, will pick up first blood onto Journey, who is struggling here in map number 2. Just 2 and 7 for Journey after such a stellar performance early in map number 1. But there's the trade out, but now it's all up to NVIDIA all by yourself on the beach. And one thing I can tell you for certain, man, if you find yourself alone on a beach at night, you're not just a sad story, man, but you could be a bad story at the end of the day.
You definitely could be. And I think that Nolson is just finding so much more value right now with this scope than Lucky is. Lucky is certainly trying, and he's putting himself out there in these risky situations, as you see right here as the second kill comes through for Lenny. It's just he's not being able to actually find the targets before they find him. So it's been very unfortunate so far. And, you know, Rams were at one point leading this 2-0. No, just starting to figure out and break down, I think, a lot of these setups, especially here on the defense, being able to read what they're doing. But they are heading back over towards their offensive rounds here right now for the Rams, as they have a chance to be able to still bring this one back. We said they needed this map here, and Lucky is not looking to put this scope away just yet. He still wants to find a bit of value as they take some mid-map control. They will be top bar, and they have a chance to be able to play for B.
You're going to see scopes out from multiple players, just trying to find a pick. Metals is going to have ice broken onto him, but Lenny's going to be answered upon right back by NVIDIA. And NVIDIA now, he's going to get traded out as well. Nolson, again, you talked about the just sheer performance with the sniper in Nolson's hand. He has really put his team on his back. Journey and Lucky, last 2 alive for their team. Lucky trying to find the answer, trying to find one to answer back. There goes Journey. He's going to push up and pull up, but he's not going to find anybody, and that has just been the story of Journey's map number 2. And that's the story of the last 3 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Before you can blink an eye, the second no gets the engagement they choose. They take it to the Rams and win map number 2, 6-3 after being down 2-0 and are now 1 map away from a 3-0 sweep of the Rams.
Nolson. That's the only name that comes to mind after looking after that Miami. I don't know how many times he popped the 2-piece, coming in towards shutting those pushes down, defensively holding a lot of different angles. We saw it just 2 rounds ago where he held the push in garage, found 2 before falling, does the same there at the end of that round. And unfortunately for Journey, I think Journey needed to find that kill in the last round to be able to make things at least even and have a chance at being able to bounce back in towards it. But that was just honestly incredible S&D coming through right there for the side of no, a team that we also wouldn't typically see make it this far in towards the tournament. They haven't really so far in towards any of our Challenger Cups. It's really been some of these other names that have been able to push themselves towards the end here, but they are showing up in this losers final, and they're definitely making an argument for being able to get in towards Grand, because they just need one more map to come through here for them, and we're going to be going in towards checkmate controls. We take a look at our maps that we've had so far. They already closed out the Garrison. They just closed out Miami. And now we'll see if they can actually get the hot 3-0, or if Rams are going to be able to bounce back here for us, Colin, because we've seen great starts. It's just the finish has not been here for them thus far.
And it's a long hill to climb, but I'm actually very happy to see that the Rams get to go to a map that they were pretty comfortable on in our last matchup against the team Not Hard. They went to checkmate control, and they were very good at applying pressure to multiple hills at one time to really make Not Hard separate their forces. So I want to see if they can do the same kind of thing to no, or if what will happen is that they'll try to get on A and B, maybe even fake a 4-man and then slide somebody over just to apply a little bit of pressure to the opposite hill, try to make them split their forces. Because what Rams was able to do were get into those little nooks and crannies, get into the areas of checkmate, and really find those sight lines and those angles as people tried to slide into play defense. And I was just highly impressed with the way Rams were able to control those lanes on checkmate. They were able to say, look, if we can take control of the hangar and we can look left and right through the containers or back over to the building, we can find ourselves a couple of extra picks, get the respawns in our favor, and really apply that pressure going forward.
And I'm honestly really interested to see what our assault rifle players are going to be able to do here, specifically for no, because I have felt like there has been a bit of a difference, at least certainly in that map number 1, where there was influential AR plays being set up here for the side of the Rams that allowed them to have control in the lead for the majority of the game. Just once again, the ice didn't come through in the final moments where there was that insane hold on P1. So we talk about a map like this where your ARs are going to be just in such an influential presence on the map for as far as, are you going to be controlling a lane? Well, that comes down to what your assault rifle player is doing as we get into it. Lucky is the one to be able to find a little bit of an opening right through the middle of the map here. And Lenny is from behind trying to see if he can read this push, but they're going to be able to sniff him out, take him down, and now lining up for the big push over by A. They will have the very first touch.
And that's kind of what Rams needed. They come out, they get a couple of kills right off. They're already starting to take a lead in the respawns. Journey's going to be holding down the inside of the airplane, but not for long, as Nolson has something to say about it. And you can see the second tick coming through on A. Now they've been swiped away on it. Metals is last alive over there, and Nolson slides into the hill, trying to get the flank there, which he does on Metals, and now he turns around very quickly. He's going to turn his attention to the respawn of Rams. He's going to find a second onto Lucky, and that's a good job. They've already evened it back up. What was a 5 respawn lead is dwindled down to just 2, and they are going to continue to put the pressure back onto Rams to get back onto these hills and try to get any caps that they can. Felon on that top plane wing along with his teammate. I believe that's still Nolson up there, trying to slide around and find these respawns. Gets that Simtex, gonna get tagged up. Invidian is on the other side of this yellow container. Invidian with a jump shot will find the kill there on Nolson, and that might open things back up for Rams to get over to A.
They have 20 seconds left. They need that last tick to come through to put an extra minute up on the clock here. So really they are battling against more than one thing at the moment, as you see all the players that do have the mid-map control trying to cut this push off. Lucky on top will be able to actually find the one-on-one kill. Joe does manage to get there for the trade, and Liddy plays for the laydown as he's able to grab himself the easy pickup. 10 seconds left. You just need to keep them off one of the 2 zones here, and you're going to be able to secure this very first round. This is extremely well played. A couple seconds left, and looks like Lucky does manage to touch B, so stops it at 1.9, but you can't afford to get off the point here. Nolson in from behind, trying to be able to find the last possible kill. 0.5 seconds is what they're going to be able to stall this clock out at, but they, again, cannot leave this zone here, Colin.
And Lucky's going to get pulled out of the airplane. They're going to get this cap, it looks like. I don't believe anybody's going to be able to contest it just yet. There's another kill from the wing. They do get A, and now they have a full minute to try to gain some control over B. But now, no. B's in that respawn category still, but only by a singular one. They got to find a pick, maybe even two. That's a good start for them. Back and forth we go. Now Rams down in the respawn category. No. They're trying to set up. They're going to play some defense here at B. They're trying to find just another sight line, another angle. Felon on top of that wing. Like you said, the AR sight lines for no are going to be all important here. With that Krig inside of the airplane, he's going to find one. Felon might need to find a second. Slides back in to help out the second kill there on the Journey. It's going to leave him with no respawns remaining now. You see 3 members alive for the Rams. And right now, with 3 spawns left inside of no, I believe this round has to go their way. They have complete control over the map and the respawn category. This would take a monumental effort to come back.
It truly would, and I think they're just going to try and play for those last couple of kills. No. Suffocating them in the middle of the map here once again, able to actually grab this first round, but it was looking good there for a moment. I mean, 0.5 seconds is all they had remaining, and they do manage to get that last tick through. It's just when they start to set up this push over by B, which is just ever so difficult to be able to get that full cap in, let alone a couple of ticks. It's just going to be an insane hold that comes through, all due to that middle map control inside of the plane, and that was really up to Nolson here, who starts things off at 9-4, right behind him Linny as well, 9-5. I mean, I asked the question, Colin, were they going to be able to match the pressure of the Rams in the submachine gun department? They have absolutely answered that question with a hard yes so far in this series, that they've been keeping up as well as shutting these guys down quite hard.
Lucky slides in and goes for that quick penetration kill onto Joe. Flash out, Simtex out. There's the icebreaker kill, but Felon slides right in. Felon last map was fantastic with his sniper, and he's almost even better with that 74 in his hands. He has been controlling those top wings and the plane for quite some time. No, already moving into the A site, trying to get that first tick, trying to apply the pressure. You see Nolson across the map. He knows he has at least one, maybe even 2 in front of him. He's going to start his fight against Journey, but he's going to get shut down. 3 dead on the side of no, having to come off of respawn. And you see Invidian pulls up, defending A, and not even a single tick will come through for no. That is all going to get washed away thanks to some brilliant rotations out by the Rams.
Oh, Journey almost able to line up 2 there. And everyone just caught in the back of the spawn right now for the side of no. Invidian's positioning here, able to read things perfectly if they're trying to cut through the middle of the map. He now picks up the left lane right by the yellow crate. Nolson, he's not ready for that gunfight. Invidian able to get himself not only the kill, but escapes with his life. So no effective trades coming through, unless Felon can now respond. But Invidian still on this spree, now finds himself on 4 in a row with 20 seconds left. I mean, no. Basically have to chalk this one up. They are now so far down in life department. You can see -10 at the moment, which is going to play a massive factor if we end up going the distance to around 5 here. And Invidian still not slowing down, as he's going to end this one on 5, maybe even an extra one.
I mean, he's got diamonds on the Krig, and he's showing exactly why he rocks such a blinging skin, because he said, look, I know how to use this sucker, all right? I will aim in and take your head off, or you can blink an eye. I will kill you quick as a hiccup, and he did just that for 5 straight lives. But the play of the round had to go to Journey. I mean, slide in, the turn and burn, and then he picks up that third on Nolson, who has played pretty impressively up to this point. I believe I might have cast or cursed him or whatnot, because he didn't really have a spectacular round number 2 after I finally gave him some props.
1-1 we go, and really, I think the key thing about Checkmate, can you find offensive rounds? That's the biggest factor. We know how defensive heavy it is, especially when you win that initial break, because when you lose that very initial break here for the side of offense, and you just get put in such a bad position, not knowing where they're going to be hiding from and moving out on towards the map. But they do manage to get a little bit of presence right away over towards A, and Journey also has bottom middle control here as he touches B for a second, reads Nolson, but Nolson with the headshot brings home the 1-on-1, so they will lose that middle map control, but Invidian's still alive and will secure this first tick. Actually, I speak too soon. Liddy says no. Hold your tongue, Visions, as he moves in and will stop the first tick from coming through.
Hey, it wasn't a cat that got your tongue. It was definitely a Visions got your tongue, because now you see the retake from no, trying to put pressure back in. They're going to get all that hard work, I mean, just wiped away very quickly after a couple of kills. They're going to defend up these zones, really clear them out, make sure nobody's in the area to try to sneak back in and keep the tick going. A little flank from Joe. He's going to try to get on the backside of Invidian. Will shut him down, but gets straight out immediately. 2v2 effective on the map, and that's the kill they needed. Nolson will go down. That's going to open things up for Lucky, who's going to slide into A, but there's a good shot by Linny in the back to take him down before he can even get into position.
Vidian, big one-on-one here, just finding these openings. They'll get themselves back on A, but 36 seconds left. We are starting to get a little bit low on time, so you want to at least get this first tick here on A, and it looks like it should come through now, and it does. Metal's still going to be alive as he has his teammate watching the long lane in front of him, just waiting to bob and weave out for anyone that could be weak or anyone looking to challenge. But Joe in the middle of the map, looking to cut down Metals, who's just going for these little shoulder peeks, making sure no one's going to be able to do anything, and in and around the hill, Lucky and Vidian still staying alive. That will be 3 down. The last one alive in the back here going to be Nolson as his teammates come off the respawn, and Metals just guns them, and they're already going to be attacking B as well as they make this rotation.
They're trying to go up 2-1, really put the pressure back because they have that hill to climb. We kept talking about it. They were down 2-0 already. No has done a fantastic job the first 2 maps. Now Rams have to find the rhythm. They have to find the rotation. I love how Metals is just trying to keep damage on people. He's not going to allow anybody to get comfortable. Slides inside the air payment, gets shut down by Joe. What a gunfight there in the middle of the map. Felon gets shut down by Lucky, and the rotation comes out, but he's shot in the back. Nobody able to get complete pressure on this B site. They already have at least 1 tick in, so they're a third of the way there, 33% home. Nolson, though, oh my God, the accuracy out of Nvidian has been psychotic in this map number 3. I love to watch this dude aim down sights because he is putting people on notice. He said, you better not peek, because if you do, you will seek 6 feet deep.
Vidian's been so good. I mean, just playing as real beautifully and being able to now try and fight for that middle map control. His Journey might have found a window. Lenny not here in time to be able to pick this lane up as he was maybe reading it, but just a tad bit late. And Journey doesn't go for the full flank through the plate. He instead wraps here with his teammates, will fight for the middle map control, and they will be able to bait and switch yet another player here for no. This is lining up to be a successful offensive attack, but they need to stop the clock here. Journey finally gets cut down as he was on 3 in a row, and then he will be the one to do it as he also now is actually going to pull out this Krieg, try and add a little bit more pressure here in the longer lines of sights throughout this right lane. But look at the map control for the side of Rams. They just need to actually find some presence on top of the hill as it's going to be no lives remaining for no. They're trying to play their lives, and Joe on the 5 spree is still staying alive.
I like this. Lenny has got a really good angle there onto that B hill, but a couple of picks come through. Felon and Olsen last alive to the team. They're going to have to come away with a miracle. Metal shuts him down. Now it's up to Felon. Felon is going to have to kill a small battalion, but he's going to get shut down. 2-1. Rams take the lead here in map number 3. They've got to win 1 more round to start this comeback. And it's going to be on the backs of some more fantastic plays and rotations. Look, Rams did a great job there mid-round, getting 2 players inside of the airplane, going across to the back tail end, and really asserting themselves in the middle of the map to allow for those sight lines to be pushed up upon and allow them to get onto that A-hill quite convincingly.
And no on the offense. Last time, it did not look pretty. They lost the break, they got caught in the spawn trap, and they went down -10 life. So if this does end up going towards around 5, this absolutely should be Rams on the defense here if they can't close this one out. Unless something incredible happens here for no. But already, the break attempt off the start is going to swing the way of Rams. Metals is already in the back of the spawn as he finds himself in tube, looking to cut down some players. Reads Joe for the easy pickup. Then he will be here for the trade. So it's not too bad of a situation. They're going to be attacking both zones at the same time as well as they work themselves back in towards the middle of the map.
Vidian's going to take that top sight line again. He's going to be looking for those easy picks that he was getting last round where he was just taking the distance and damage game to its peak and to its highest point. There's a shutdown in the middle of the map. Good job there. Felon still capturing A. They're going to get a second tick here in just a moment. And Vidian's trying to get that angle, and he does! Just over the edge of the wing. Will get the kill, which will stop the capture on A before they can get the second tick. And now Lucky moves in. He's going to start dwindling it down. They get shots onto him, but they're not going to get the kill. There's the rotation out. More trades come through. No sight has been really threatened since that long push we saw by Felon and Nolson, there at the A-hill. But there's the retake, there's the extra man on the A, and now no, trying to set back up again.
Nolson with some crisp shots from range. Middle map control for him. He's the only one defending it, and what a slide that comes through there from Lucky. Cleans him up and shuts him down on the spree. as they have a minute and 35 seconds to work with. This offense has certainly been adjusted from the last one, looking a lot better. Life's going to be in their favor as well by 2. No, just trying to actually work themselves over by B. They're still right through this right lane by A, and Lenny needs to try and find a breakthrough here as he's going to be able to finesse and play his life, and now plays for the immediate flank right in towards Wood. He's got another one-on-one, but Journey will be able to take him down, so won't allow him to play for those spawn kills. Things will generally be pretty even, still only down by 2, as we'll have to see No work and line up their second push.
Journey's going to be up on the swing. He's going to be looking for some help. Nettles is over there just trying to hold down his life, but Joe finds him. Worst COD timing in history. I mean, as soon as you turn away from the door frame, you better believe somebody's going to slide into it. That kill comes through, still opening up the middle of the map. Lenny's going to get shot on by Journey, and a beautiful kill by him. Those are the shots he needs to make. He gets traded out once again. B-Hill a little open, but nobody able to get onto it just yet. No. Still struggling to find themselves here on that second hill. 35 seconds to go, but they do lead in the respawn category, so the pressure's still kind of on the Rams, and Lenny slides right by one, and that's what you need. Sometimes you just got to play Secret Agent, man, to find yourself an extra kill, maybe even an extra pick to shut down the retake.
In from behind, Journey finds an opening, able to play Felon. Oh my, finesses for the second as well. Journey depleting this first tick of progress that did not get secured. 20 seconds left. No. Gearing up for what could be their final push, and everyone completely going to be covering the map for the side of Rams. Nolson, though, finds the opening, will check his corners. Felon also able to find himself a second as he stops the clock at 10.5 seconds. Lucky, a chance to go big, but won't go for the initial challenge. Waits for his teammates to come up and set up the pinch inside. Felon, tag in from behind, will end up falling as well. 8 seconds left. The time needs to stop, and someone will be here, but they're getting short on life. No one with any respawns remaining. Lenny finds the first one. Journey with the second. Now 3v3 we go with 4 seconds left. Invidian trying to play his life and wait for the drop down. Lenny has to 1v3, and he can't even find the first one. Rams are going to be able to bounce back in control as they grab the first map and will start off the reverse sweep.
That was a fantastic job by Rams. We kept looking for the answer. We were hoping the alarm would go off and wake them up from those first 2 maps, because they had good openings. They had solid starts to both of them where they had the lead over there on hardpoint. They even come away with a 2-0 on search, and then it was just the momentum of No found themselves like a tidal wave coming back in those mid to late rounds in those maps. But finally, Rams find their footing. They really get solidified. They stand tall, and they say, look, we might drop around here, but we are definitely not dropping this map. They continued to play pretty precisely the entire time, getting the trades when needed. And again, it's on the backs of some fantastic play. I'm going to call him out once again. I think Invidian was fantastic in that matchup. Every time he needed those long sight lines, using that Krig, really getting those shots on, he put the pressure on No, and they seemed to crumble on it. Rather than becoming diamonds, they turned to dust.
I agree. I was really, you took the words right out of my mouth, Colin. I was going to go right into Invidian and how he was able to really just out battle Felon in a lot of those different scenarios. And we even saw at one point in time, I mean, Lenny pulled out the AR there for us, I think on the round number 3, just trying to be able to add a little bit of additional pressure throughout those lanes. And it still didn't really matter a whole lot because Invidian was just always being able to grab, it felt like 2 in just about every single life. And when you're doing something that impactful on the map in a game mode like Control, you're just creating so many opportunities for your submachine gun players to once again go for that mid-map control, which was primarily held by the side of the Rams. And they were just doing a good job of being able to finesse, bounce in and off those wings, and just be really hard to trade out, which is really the difference maker when we're talking about being able to actually successfully attack this B zone. And even on their offense that they did end up winning as well, it came down to the fact that they were not interested in the time. They knew time was ticking down. They were just looking to try and find all the kills, chip away at the lives, force them into a scenario where they have to battle out a numbers advantage, and they were just not able to really do anything, it felt like, when it came down to actually being able to get those breaks. So a great job overall coming through for them, and that's the start. They grabbed the first one here for themselves, but they still need to grab 2 more. And if we do take a look at our map set that we do have, at the very least, we have another checkmate coming up. And if Invidian does the exact same thing he just did, Colin, well, we might just get ourselves a game number 5.
And look, I mean, he's well within his rights to do that as well, especially on hard point. You can take away a lot of the lessons and a lot of the good traits away from that control and just transfer them over to hard point. You know your sight lines, you know your lanes, and you know kind of where you have to be on the maps. Yeah, the hills will rotate. Those points will go from place to place, and you might have to change up the spawns. You might have to change up the angle which you take those sight lines. But as long as you're winning the engagements and you feel comfortable in those fights, all you have to do is just pump the brakes and say, look, we just did it on control from both sides. Let's do it here on hardpoint from all sides and move into a map 5. They got to tie it up right here. And I think one of the things they can do is lean on a guy like Nvidia. We talked about it. We're going to beat it like a dead horse as hard as we can go with a baseball bat. But if you can get him going early with those ARs, really keep those long lanes shut down and let your SMG players get up in there, let those 74s start to rip, shred, and tear, you really are going to find yourself in a good position early on a checkmate hardpoint.
I agree fully, and that's the biggest thing. We've seen the subs come alive in the map number 1. Joe had the real slow start in the very first Garrison hardpoint, brought things back in the second side. Lenny, he's been really, I think, the most outstanding submachine gun player so far in towards the series with some of the things he's been able to do thus far, even going in towards that search and destroy as well with a lot of clutch up moments. And the control, it was here, it was there, it just was not enough to push them over the edge to actually secure things out. And the biggest thing here for the Rams is I feel like you don't have to be too down on yourself. You know, you have to still grab 2 maps in a row, but I mean, they've started off every single map hot. That was just finally the first map they started off hot that they were actually able to close here. So I feel like adjustments are being made. They're starting to actually use a little bit more of that teamwork, slow things down when they need to. And if they do that going in towards this map, they have the chance to be able to do it. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our map number 4. We got checkmate hardpoint coming up here. Rams looking for the reverse sweep and sending things to the map 5. No, no, no. Well, they don't want any of that as they want to close things out right here in map 4.
And I like the trigger control right there by Felon to start things off. Shooting past his teammate, stopping to allow him to cross in, and then re-putting the pressure back on, trying to kill out those sightline lanes. Now you can see early advantage over to the side of Rams. They have control over that plane, and Lenny, he's going to come in from the wing, try to gain some of that control back. And with that ice-breaking pick there in the middle, that is going to open things up for no, no, no. I want to see how they take this next set of fights, because you can push up and try to get over there to the launch pad, maybe even get a kill or two. Nvidian's trying to move up, and he's going to get shut down. That's exactly kind of what you need to start this hill off, try to get back into this one. But you can see Journey, he says, no, sir, not today. On the flank, gets 1, he gets 2, turns around and burns with that Diamante on a 4 streak. Tell him about it, Visions. Let him know how hot the man is.
Journey is coming to play. He wants map 5 right now. He does get cut down from Lenny up top, but that is fine because you've grabbed yourself 32 seconds off of P1, and now you look to make this rotation, which is being held quite well so far for no, no, no. So they have a real bad mistake that ends up happening here in towards P1, but they are recovering, and Joe also with a chance to be able to peek out the side of the wing, coming in from behind for a pinch. Shaky shots, but still brings home 1 before inevitably falling here for himself. But you look at the spawns, complete control in the back for no, 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 and this needs to be a big break that comes through. Set up right now for the Rams.
You see Journey trying to push through. Sees above him Joe, and that's a beautiful shot there, getting that last little bit of damage through that wall bang, and now you're going to see him get shut down finally. Here they come off of respawn. No, 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 still holding on to the hill, gathering up some points, trying to get that point of pressure on the Rams, and now they're pushing back. Rams has 1 player trying to break through. Joe slides into the middle, but is shut down by Lucky. That's a good 1v1 kill there for Lucky. That allows him to continue to apply pressure back across the map, but with only 3 seconds left, you're going to have to go ahead and rotate over to P3. I believe it's going to be down there at the hangar underneath the plane, so there's a lot of sight lines for you to be able to get cut down from.
And Nvidian just has the whole left side of the map completely cut, so his teammates just have to focus on the right lanes and inside the plane, and Lucky is locking down the other side of the lane. So this setup that is currently in effect right now for the side of the Rams could net them quite a bit of time, but there is the opening. Joe is able to sneak on through as he drops down and finds the player on top of the time. Felon with a real big advantage in that gunfight is going to stack himself up on the boxes and brings home the gunfight on towards Lucky, but there is still going to be a push. Journey, when he is alive, anything can happen, but Felon with a perfect nade will be able to stop him from making anything happen on the hill, and Joe also collectively grabbing himself 2 before falling. So no, 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 able to at least come off that last hill and transitioning towards a good amount of points here on P3 as they're looking for the rest of the scrap time.
See Nolson slides back in. He's going to be set up for this next hard point. He's going to be ready to shoot across. Journey's going to get shut down. Good job there by Joe. continuing to troll up. He's going to get Invidian on the back lane. Invidian has to set up back there with that AR and try to come away with one, maybe even two picks as they try to get back into this fight. You're going to see here, sees one, takes care of Hilton. He has a second in fright. Sightline gets two. Now he's going to pull up. He's got a trophy system out in front with Metals. He's going to be able to guard him over the top. He's going to have that long sightline with the Krig, and he's going to be set up once again. And this is what we talked about. There's three. He's not going to slow down. He's not going to stop for anybody. And enough time left on this to really just basically tie this game up for the Rams. Get him right back into this fight. And you see Metals still trying to hold down the CQC angle. He's going to be in a 1v against Lenny. Lenny's going to be pulled up on by Invidian, but he's going to get shut down by Felon. So finally the hill is broken into. They take it right back to the Rams. Beautiful retake by No to continue to garner some of these points and continue to keep that pressure on to the Rams.
And take a look at the minimap right now. The Rams get a 2-2 spawn, and they're going to try and create a pinch in from behind, but it's going to be red here from Joe. So there's still one player in the back, and it's going to be player number 4, Invidian, playing that anchor role. Going to get one of his teammates to spawn up on him, but two still do spawn out. But Invidian with another big win ends up finding 2 in a row. Lucky also finding 2, as Lenny is now the last one left the line for his squad, but he has everyone circling in around him, able to grab 2. Lucky needs to find this trade, and he does. So they're able to finally secure the spawns in the back, but they don't necessarily have a whole lot of pressure inside of the hill, as that's now going to come through for them. They're going to make their way out, and that's going to be Journey once again on the time, looking to soak things up.
See the MX4 in the hands of Lucky. We talked about it earlier. You and I did kind of sidebar about the XM4's kind of resurgence, where people are starting to use it to kind of be overly aggressive, trying to get into gun-in fights in those engagements, really using the power of that weapon to their advantage. And Lucky's trying to find a pick here on Joe. He's going to be blinded for just another second. That hard point's going to flip here in the next 5 seconds. So back to P1 we will go. Lucky, though, trying to find one more. He's going to take out the trophy system. He says, look, I don't need none of my utilities to be soaked up. But Felon's trying to get the long-range shot. We're finally going to switch back over inside of the plane. Metals tries to find one, but is burned upon by Joe. And now Lenny here inside of the plane. They have pretty good stature in this fight. 3 members of Rams are going to come straight up that stairwell. That is a bad news Bears moment, because that is a slaughterhouse if you don't get caught off guard. Joe's going to back all the way up into that cubby corner. He's safe from the first, but he's going to slide and be burned upon by Journey. Good little retake there by the Rams. I thought they might be able to set him up and cut him down one after the next as they come through that hallway, but not to be found.
Interesting spot to be in right now. No. Will they gear up for one last hit, or are they just going to try and hard anchor this rotation to make sure that they do actually get set up first? It looks like that's exactly what they're doing. Joe's the only one that tries to press forward for the hill, but Metal's able to come in from return, looking for the double. Nolson finds 2 instead. Those were crucial kills, but it is actually going to be a 50-50 foot race towards the back of the spawns. Player 1 seeps all the way through the right side, and I don't think that Nolson realizes this currently inside of the tube. Lucky also manages to slip on by, but this is anyone's spawns right now for as far as who wins this one-on-one in the back. It's going to be Felon who shuts down Journey. A chance now to make sure that you are in control. No. Work themselves in behind the hill. They clear everyone out of the Rams, and that was an excellent rotation that comes through as they are now in control of the hill and the spawns.
Beautiful job to get over there to the containers too, and like you said, get that close spawn, really flip them and put the pressure back on the Rams, clear them out, and look at the way that that point is just ticking away. Now they've tied it up, and No has taken the lead once again, down to 20 seconds on the hill. And I don't know if you want to give away all this time, or if you simply want to rotate out if you are the Rams, because you can see Felon still picking people off one at a time. Looks like Rams are actually going to get 1 or 2 seconds off of this container hill, and Journey's actually going to get more because he comes away with a kill there. Invidian and Journey inside that yellow crate. They're going to keep finding kills. They're going to try to get as much of this junk time as they can. Now it will spawn their overside of the opposite end of the map, excuse me. They're just going to go right back under that hangar. You're going to see Rams set back into it. They're going to be trying to get these sightlines under control very shortly. Lenny's trying to find a kill here on Lucky. Lucky jumps off with a wing and finds one. My man must have been the angel of death because he had wings flying off of that side of the plane.
Very flashy play here from Lucky, making sure they still maintain control. Metals now with a very crucial role. Joe needs to find the kill, and he does. So now a chance to be able to drop down on the hill, and they find all 4, making it look easy as they go through with the second attempt, find the break here. They still don't have control of the spawns that they want, however, so it'll be interesting to see if No actually try to send one player over towards the left side through wood, maybe get in from behind and play for the spawn flip, looking forward towards P4 and P5, or if they will just make a simple rotation. But this is great time for them. They end up grabbing a good 20 seconds or so off of this hill as no one's going to be. But we take a look at that scoreboard, 180 to 189. Such a tight game, and it's definitely either one of these squads as Nolson is going to play that role, and he finds two as he's trying to play for the flip.
Yeah, he's trying to flip. He's got one to his left. He doesn't know it yet. He's going to get burned in the back, and that's a terrible job. Sometimes you got to check your corners, baby. You can't just trust. You got the break, and he trusted it a little too much. Gets shot on in the back and taken down. No. Is inside of the hill once again, though, ladies and gentlemen. Unable to flip the spawns, though, so Lenny's going to be watching toward the hangar. He knows he's got Felon over his 6. We're out trying to watch that long aisle behind that set of boxes, and now you're going to see Lucky and Invidian stacked up over there. And if anybody can break this setup of Felon, it's going to be Invidian, but no, he's not. Felon is going to get 2, and now you see the spawns that flip. Joe spawns on the opposite side of the map. Felon's going to drop the sentry down behind him, try to step back up, looking the opposite way to continue to gain this time, because 15 more seconds is going to put them maybe 6 seconds away from their 3rd map victory.
This is just honestly such a crazy game that just unfolded for us because Rams were in control of the spawns here for P4 and they couldn't find the break. Now things have flipped and no. They are looking to close this one out 3-1. Felon trying to cut down the last couple players, looking to actually fight on top of the time. It's Joe looking to put the final seconds in and secure the series dub. Metals tries to go for the contest. Joe with the first one. Now it's going to be panic mode as Rams do have control, but they don't have the close spawn. Nolson waits patiently, finds the easy gunfight, grabs the last couple seconds, and there it is. That will be no. Bouncing back here in the second hard point, closing things out 3-1 and advancing to that grand final up against House Tart.
That is a fantastic job. Look, we talked about it once again. All 3 maps very tightly contested. The search and destroy kind of got away there late in the game from the Rams, but I mean, that first hard point down to, I believe, 5, maybe even 4 seconds. I can't remember if it was 2:45 or 2:46. It was 2:46, so 4 seconds there. And then it was 6-3 after a 2-0 lead by Rams. 3-1 control. Rams start to find their footing, but they just couldn't get it done late in that hard point there on to checkmate. You started to see the kills just start to cavalcade for the side of no. I mean, Felon on that next hill, that P4 on the boxes over there. He got that double kill, flipping the spawn, allowing Joe to spawn on the opposite side of the map. He gets the call out, he flips himself, puts the trophy down, sets right back up, gets the trash time, and they've already got the spawn they want. They've got the right side of the map under control. So beautiful job mid to late round by no. The adjustments were just too much for them in all 3 of the maps that they ended up winning.
Yeah, the big, I think, spawn flips that come through there in the end, P2 and P5, just being able to have an idea on how they want to approach this hard point and really just bringing the strength of Felon, who also bounced back pretty hard because he was getting worked throughout just about every single map from Invidian. Invidian finally has a map where he's not performing too well, and Felon takes advantage of that and is able to really show what he can do with that creek in his hand. So excellent job here for no, as they're going up against House Tart, the squad that has bounced back here hard for the last cup that has been announced so far. And I mean, they have been winning some clutch game 5s. They've been looking real crisp in some of these respawn game modes. So no, definitely are going to be having their hands full going in towards this grand finals matchup. But nonetheless, it should be very exciting to see how things will unfold. They'll have to do 2 best of 5s in a row if they're going to end up coming in on top in this one. But if they can keep playing like that, they're for themselves calm. There's certainly a chance they might be able to do it.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely a chance. If they can find that same footing, that same level of momentum going up against House Tarth, they might have a mountain to climb, but they've got to take it one step, one map, one gunfight at a time. They might find themselves just trying to flip the series and get to that second series against a team like House Tarth. But right now, I believe we're going to throw it away and into a break because I am Colin the Crow Clark. Thank you so much for having me this weekend. I mean, both of the casters, Chris and Visions, putting up with my ugly mug for as long as they did. Thank to each and every one of you for tuning in, but don't go anywhere. You've got a grand finals coming up. I believe Visions returns for that, and I believe he's joined by the one and the only Infinity. So that's going to be a great matchup for you all to have your ears blessed by both of those voices. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.